Welcome, fellow Shluchim. My name is Tzvi Reiter. I'm a shliach of the Rebbe in Roslyn, New York. A couple years ago, my Zaidi told me the following story. Listen up closely. Rabbi Herschel Fegelstock was the shliach of the Rebbe in the Montreal Yeshiva. He would often travel to spend Yom Tov with the Rebbe in 770. One year, he came for a Pesach. However, Rabbi Herschel had a problem. Yeshiva resumed right after Yom Tov. Rabbi Herschel had to return to Montreal right away. Now, Rabbi Herschel wanted to go to visit the Frierdiker Rebbe Ohel, but the only days possible were Chol HaMoed, and according to halacha, one should try not to visit his cemetery on Chol HaMoed. What should he do?
Went into the Rebbe and asked him if it's proper to go to the Ohel and Chol HaMoed or the Eis Ratzon.
The Rebbe gave a very interesting answer.
So the Rebbe said to me, if it's be you like going to Eis Ratzon, on those days you don't go to Eis Ratzon. But if you hold, as the Rebbe just moved a few blocks away, but it's the same thing as the Rebbe in 770, then you can go.
You heard? The Rebbe said to Reb Herschel that if you view the Ohel as a regular caver cemetery, then no, you should not go to the Ohel on Chol HaMoed. However, if you see yourself going to the Ohel as if you are visiting the Rebbe, just he's moving a few blocks away from 770, then yes, you can. Tzeirei Hashluchim. Our visit to the Ohel now is not like any visit to a tzaddik's caver. It's so much deeper than that. We are visiting the Rebbe. This is where the Rebbe is. The same Rebbe we see in videos, giving out dollars, encouraging the Hasidim, and speaking to us at rallies, is right here, right now.
Upon a pidyon nefesh is a personal request of the Rebbe, beseeching the Rebbe to help you get out of your Yetzer Hara, listening a little bit more to your Yetzer Tov. So when you write upon, you should have in mind who you're writing it to, being open to the Rebbe personally, things that you would perhaps never share with anybody else in your life, but you're going to share with the Rebbe, which is your father, which is like your parent. You'll be open, you'll be honest, and you ask the Rebbe for that help that you're not going to ask anybody else. So may I suggest that you use this time of going into the Ohel and going into Yechidus, use it carefully, use it thoughtfully, use it in a productive way.
As Hasidim, we always look at the Rebbe and learn how to behave. Many of the things we do by the Ohel are learned from when our Rebbe would visit the Frierdiker Rebbe Ohel. Do you know that from the end of Tav Shin Nun till Chav Zayin Adar Tav Shin Nun Beis, the Rebbe went to the Ohel every single Monday? The Rebbe would spend hours standing till late at night at the Ohel, sometimes in the freezing cold. On days that the Rebbe would visit the Ohel, it was obvious that something was different. The Rebbe would go to mikvah, and on the way, the Rebbe would use every moment for either learning or davening. The Rebbe's seriousness was very clear. So too, we must understand what we are about to do. When arriving at the Ohel, it is time for us to prepare. Whether it's by watching a video of the Rebbe or learning one of the Rebbe's Sichas, it gives us that feeling of being together with the Rebbe. Before we write our letter to the Rebbe, we wash our hands, just like we always do before doing something holy and special. It is time to write our letter to the Rebbe. We begin our pon with the words, Pei Nun, Ana La'ayir Rachmim Rabim Bavor, followed by your name and mother's name. Then you begin to write to the Rebbe all that's on your heart, about your shluchos, reporting good news, asking for brachos, and obviously taking achlatos for the future. Before entering the Ohel, make sure you remove your leather shoes and put on non-leather shoes or slippers. The Rebbe said many times that along with a pon, a chassid must give demei pon, tzedakah, to the Rebbe's maistes and causes. We should make sure to give a few coins before going into the Ohel. Before entering the Ohel, the Rebbe would knock on the door as a sign of kavod. When you come inside the Ohel, begin with the Rebbe's kapitel Kafchaf and the Rebbe's kapitel, followed by your own kapitel. Then you can read your pan. After the Rebbe would read his pan and so many other letters, the Rebbe would rip up the letters and leave them at the Ohel. When you leave, walk out backwards as a sign of kavod. You can then go to say a kapitel at the Rebbe's tzion. We just came from being by the Rebbe. We are sure that the Rebbe will daven for us and will give us the strength for our coming year. In the Bavitch, Hasidim would dance after leaving Yechidus, leaving the Rebbe feeling recharged and sure that they will fulfill the Rebbe's wishes. L'chaim Shluchim, we are recharged, we have the energy. The Rebbe is going to lead us out of Galus, take it from Miyad Mamish.